So, welcome everybody. This is the Illumined Vision Ritual. This is in celebration of the first of the early fall festivals. And I'm going to turn the music down a little bit. So, this is a time of harvesting. The the fields are starting to give forth of their bounty. I was saying earlier that we look out at the fields, and as we're driving along, there's all of those beautiful, those big round bales of hay dotting the landscape, and it's so beautifully pastoral to see those all over the place, and then the sheep and the cows, and so you really do have this sense of we're stepping into um, what is several months of harvest. And this first early festival, literally just come up from quite a bit of excitement because the Lionesses just won, I believe, the World Cup, the Women's World Cup. So I came up from that, like lots of cheering, and to this ritual, which is exactly appropriate. This is a time of competition and pride, and all of the games that allow one to really step into the expression and reveling in and sharing the best of one's abilities, and allowing ourselves to really fully experience our achievement. Stepping into a place of pride, which is something that has not always been encouraged in society, but being able to really recognize what healthy pride is. This time, Lunathaz, at this threshold of a harvest, is the time when we're able to really see the fruits of all of our work, to be able to recognize how our effort and the effort that we put behind our vision comes to fruition. And so we're able to then harness that vision of self that can be projected out onto the world and into our future. What we present of ourselves, for others to see. It requires continued refinement as we move through the years of our lives. The different experiences that teach us different lessons, different wisdoms. And the way in which we see ourselves and that refinement is reflected in the alchemical stage of distillation, which is aligned in soul alchemy work with this time of year. The distillation is having the challenge and gaining the wisdom, and then we drop into another challenge and we gain the wisdom, and all of that refines our vision. And so this ritual is this invitation to really harness that vision, to take some time to meditate upon and craft this God's eye, this illumined eye in fabric with the cross bars that reflect the honey symbol, and then the weaving of what has been learned and gleaned from all of your experiences through the course of this year. What shines forth as the distilled essence of your true self, what you can carry forward with inspired clarity. So that is the intention of this ritual. And so to start, as always, positioning ourselves where we are in the universe, the cosmos. So start with each of 4 breaths to bring awareness fully to each of 4 directions. Starting with north. As you take a breath, connect with the element of earth. Breathe into that place that offers foundation, solidity, stability, grounding, vitality. And taking another breath, moving into the direction of east, connecting with the elements of air, which brings clarity and freshness and new beginnings and new perspectives. Then moving into the south and connecting with the element of fire, of that energy and passion and motivation, that which gives impetus and momentum to the vision of what it is that you want to manifest. And then moving into the west and connecting with the element of water and all of the emotion that supports what we are flowing towards. To be aware of these 4 directions around you, be aware of these 4 elements around you, and then bring your awareness to the above and the below. With the below, being aware not just of the element of earth and the grounding of earth, but of the specific earth upon which you stand, sit, where you have put down your roots. And be aware of the timelessness of this below, this earth below, of all the centuries and eons, all the experiences and all the peoples. And just take a moment to honor all that has come before in this place where you are. And then bring your awareness to the above and that expanse of the cosmos. And that same sense of eons and eons, the timelessness. And be aware of how that flows into you as well, how you are a part of that. And in that space between the above and the below, surrounded by all the elements, there is you. There is you. The center, the element of ether. If there is a deity that you have on your altar, or a deity that you particularly connect with, take a moment to honor that energy, invite that energy in. To acknowledge divine presence in this space where you are. And know that you too are at the center of this sacred space. You too hold this space at the very hub of the universe. You are the meeting place of spirit above and matter below, and the magic that surrounds. And in this place, from this place, light the candle, the center of your altar, and bring your awareness to your third eye. Begin to focus on that sense of the you that has traveled far in this life. You have experienced many things. You have accomplished many things. You have also, to use this language, failed at many things, learned from many things. Allow yourself to connect with that awareness of all the successes, all the challenges, all the highs and lows that you have encountered over the many years of your life thus far. And as you do, take your two stalks of wheat or your two branches, whatever it is that is serving as the crux of your illumined vision weaving. And as you can see with the one that I have at the back of my altar, cross one stalk over the other at a right angle. And this reflects that symbol for the honey of vision, these four arms being created, reaching up and reaching out. And then take the first string from your cauldron, if you have it in that. And if this string were to represent a core value for you, something that holds your ideals and your vision, something that serves as that foundation, what would that be for you? And use that string to secure the two stalks together in the form of an X. And that's just weaving it in and around and looping it in and around so that it becomes very secure. When you have done that, again, depending on what element you're using to weave. If you're using wheat, it's a little difficult. It needs to have been made soft by soaking, first of all, so that it can bend without breaking. But you wrap around one arm, around, and then bring it to the second arm and wrap it around, and then drag it over to the third arm and wrap it around, and then drag it to the fourth arm and wrap it around. And you're wanting to just continue to do that as you build. It's easier to do it with wool, or any type of fabric where you're wrapping and moving to the next arm, wrapping and moving to the next arm, wrapping and moving to the next arm, and you're just building and building and building and building and building. So we're just going to take some time to do that. Just being aware of, as this vision, this eye begins to take shape. What are the thoughts that are coming to you? Be aware of your perceptions, your beliefs, your core beliefs, your resistances, your hesitations of, and anything that comes in of hesitation, breathe it away. Allow just those beliefs that serve your highest good, your highest purpose, your highest vision for self to be what is woven into your illumined vision. So we're just going to take some time for that. When you have woven the arms as full as they can be, or as full as you want them to be, reach into your cauldron once more and take out a second piece of string. Or if you still have part of the string left that you've been working with that you want to use, but wind that to represent a core belief, the energy of self-perception that is informed by your higher self. And use that to secure. If you're using different stalks, so it would secure that last stalk to the base, or to hold secure the string that you have been working with. And if there's any extra, you can create a loop. So you can hang your creation in a place to remind you of your vision and your positive core beliefs. And just take some time to gaze upon it. What you have created, what you have woven. Because truth be told, you are the weaving. That is your life that is weaving and weaving and weaving around this central crux. This vision right in the center. And you see 5 cards that are just in front of the altar. And in the great work, the Soul Alchemist approach, I guess, um, this is the time when the intuitive guidance that we work with is the I Ching. I Ching is very much this representation of a binary system that actually opens up to so much depth, so much nuance, even though it seems, solid line or broken line, an on-off switch. Light is a particle or a wave, one or the other. There's so much nuance to it. So, take a moment to see which of those cards is calling to you. Dodie, you're on screen. Are you okay? Okay, yeah. And so I'm going to share as well. So I'll show the cards as they come up. So let's just see first. Okay, so here's card number 1. So treading. This is hexagram number 10. So let me read just a little blurb from this, but of course you can always go to your own I Ching and read about hexagram number 10. Oh, well, this is interesting because I was just talking about a binary system. So it says there are basically two modes of conduct in human life. Conduct that arises from ego and conduct that arises from essence. While it can be a lifelong endeavor to acquire the inner awareness, centering, and integration that enable you to act from essence, the hexagram of treading characterizes a situation where the difference between these two modes of conduct comes sharply into focus. So paying attention to where you are being invited to explore where you are coming from ego or unhealthy ego, perhaps, right? That's from fear or shame, as opposed to essence, which still experiences challenge, but doesn't wrong us for it. And if you chose number 2, you have the wanderer. So the wanderer, traveling means changes, and changes mean vulnerability. When breaking new ground, no matter how prepared you may be, sometimes you won't have a clue where you are or what is happening. Life on the road brings up all kinds of challenges you would never have to face in the safety of familiar surroundings. And unfamiliarity is threatening to the personality that needs to know where it stands. When we feel lost or out of place, we sometimes overcompensate to create an impression of keeping it all together, often with unfortunate result of appearing downright foolish. Coping with unfamiliarity increases the need to be alert, assume nothing, and take care of yourself. Respect local customs. Be ready and willing to ask questions, listen attentively, be courteous, and stay flexible. If you chose card number 3, this is the very first hexagram. This is the creative. The creative represents ultimate potential. It only manifests in an atmosphere of receptivity so charged that the quickening flash of inspiration can arc across it. In ancient China, this potentiality brimming on the point of being was accorded the highest respect and was attributed to heaven. Known as the dragon power, it was depicted as an illuminated dragon continuously twisting in the darkness of the void. In the West, it has been called the hand of God that creates all things, because its very nature is the lack of a fixed form. The enormous energy of the creative is undefinable. This is the primary active force that is spontaneous and unpredictable, untiring in a nature that is eternally in motion, affecting change. And if you chose number 4, limitation. interesting, isn't it? They're almost dancing with each other. The creative is all potential, and then we have limitation. Nature imposes limits on all things, causing energy to build up from within. In fact, without limitations, it is impossible to maximize our potential. When we understand, accept, and apply limitations, it can be very effective in bringing about a transformation. Water unchecked has a tendency to spread and lose itself into the ground. When it is restrained by a dam, it becomes a tremendous source of energy. For humans, limitations can often be experienced as frustrating, but without the limits imposed on us by life, by our teachers, or by certain disciplines and practices, we would never grow. Limitations can be immensely productive and strengthening if you can work with them rather than fight against them. A harness can feel like a restraint or a support. It depends on you. And the last, prosperity. So, hexagram 14. Wealth comes with the responsibility to respect it as a valuable resource and to use it wisely. Good fortune for one can increase well-being for many others when it is shared, not hoarded, and used creatively. Prosperity has a radiance that is attractive in a variety of ways and can create positive or negative effects on a grand scale. Its influence can be nourishing, supportive, and intelligent, or, on the other hand, self-absorbed, self-indulgent, and small-minded. Wealth can be a support for meeting our highest aspirations or our deepest greed. As a goal in itself, it is empty. As a means to an end, it is potent and empowering. When fortune smiles on you knowingly or unknowingly, your vision and plans for achieving them are in harmony with the flow of Tao. Manifesting great visions always requires support from the whole. So, just take a moment. Just sit with what message came to you. We're going to move into closing our ritual. Just take one last moment to anchor the connection to the sense of your essence, to breathing that potency of your vision into your third eye, of holding the message that came to you. And then release the flame. And know that what has been experienced in ritual lives forever in your cells. It need only be called forth from within when you choose. And so take some time to move through the directions once more, thanking each of the elements for helping to hold space, keep you safe through the ritual. Start again in north, and thanking the element of earth for its presence, for its stability. And moving to the east and thanking the element of air for its presence, its clarity. And moving to the south and the element of fire, its presence and its energy. And moving to the west, thanking the element of water for its presence, for its support, and just flowing with where the ritual needed to go. And honoring the below, honoring the above, thanking and bidding farewell to the deities who have been a part of this ritual with you, knowing that the wheel may turn around you. The wheel will always turn around you, but you are ever as they are, ever at the center. And many, many blessings to you for a bountiful beginning harvest, the harvesting of the sun, the energy of the sun. And may you know truly your own brilliance and take pride in allowing that to shine forth into the world. So I bid you farewell, and I will see you for Mabon Thanksgiving. Blessings, everybody. Bye-bye.